Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am accompanied by the homie Periodic, and we are going to be answering the craziest question that I got asked on stream. Who's a better Tanabata LR? Because last year it was Go Bros, right? Which is crazy. I can't believe it's already been a year. And this year, we got Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Goku and Vegeta. So, Periodic, how are you doing today, man?
I'm already laughing because of their name is the
Dude, yeah,
most
dude, it's
obnoxious
so
name
long for no
in the
reason.
game. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, Kaioken, and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolved Vegeta.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm about to pass out, bro, from
Dude, yeah, I
saying
hate
all those
writing the
words.
like in my video titles. It's so annoying coming up with like a name for them because I'm like, dude, this is too much.
And this would not be a discussion video with us without going off tangent, at
We're gonna have
least
to
in
be
the
on
first
tangent.
60 names. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. Like, really? That's what you got. That's what you dummies could think of. You
Yeah,
had 10 years between Dragon Ball. No, more than that. What was it, like 17 years or something like that between GT and Dragon Ball Super? And Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is the best you can come up with.
it
Anyway,
hurts. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. And then
so
we have
dumb.
this gigantic, long, obnoxious, stupid name in front of our faces right now. So yeah, the whole video idea is basically comparing the two because I had some guys over on the stream basically say that they think Go Bros is better. I was the only one that was like, I don't know, because when Blue Boys came out, um, obviously I think most of the community was like Blue Boys. It was like a top 5 LR, right, with like the Blue Fusions and stuff like that. Some people even said like, well, after Maximum, they're probably better than the 5-year LRs. But then when someone hit, through that question, I thought about it. I was like, wait, Go Bros when they're fully built up are hitting 9 million, then they're doing an additional like 6-7 million attack stat.
Right.
Can we say Go Bros is better than Blue Boys in terms of everything that they do?
So
Because
this one's this is hard.
it's a tricky question because when you look at Blue Boys, obviously it's a year difference. So look, Blue Boys came out June 30th, and then I'm talking about JP, and then
Yeah.
over on uh, last year for Go Bros, it was July 1st on 2019. Looking at JP again, so it's a year difference between the cards, which obviously there's always going to be a power creep, but let's just we'll go into each category, right? Well, let's first talk about them as leaders. I think we could both confidently say that
Oh,
Go Bros is a significant
it's
better
bro,
leader.
that's a joke.
Yeah,
It's just like
yeah,
Go Bros has legitimately one of the best combos of leader skills in the game. Siblings Bond has gotten so much better because obviously you look at Goku's family. All right, that's a no-brainer. You don't even have to think about it. It's one of the best categories in the game. It
yep, yep.
literally has every Goku and Gohan. And oh, guess what? This show is about Goku. So of course, you're gonna have ridiculous amounts of units on there.
Yeah,
But Siblings Bond has gotten much, much better, particularly with Beerus's. So you can throw the physical Beerus on a Siblings Bond team, the strength Beerus and Whis on the
yeah.
Siblings
You
Bond
have
team, the
SGR
strength
Whis.
Whis,
You have
the
Vados
the
as well.
intelligent Vados,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
And then if you want to switch it up a little bit, all right,
Guess
you
what?
want to
Demon
throw.
Goddess Toa's on this team too.
And I was just about to say that the
Darkness
Sith Master
Toa.
himself
Yeah.
coming in and mentioning her before I
Yeah,
could get
yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah. Dude, no, you are Bulla, great support unit as well. So this team
Yeah.
is packed. Tech Vegeta, amazing unit. Ultimate
Like
Gohan.
I wouldn't say Siblings Bond is like a top tier unit, but it's got some heavy hitters on there,
Yeah.
and it's got some units that can work. Like for example, if you want to build, if you want to throw some more Android type characters, you can throw MVP 17 on there, who's a
Get some
fantastic
defense. Yep.
support. Like it's just got some good little options. Again, it's not like the biggest category in the world, but it's gotten a lot better with some of the units that are on it. So a Tech Gohan, I think you mentioned it already. Did you say that already?
Yeah, Tech Gohan. We
Okay, yeah.
also have the
Well, you got to
50%
mention it
support
twice because he's so
Gohan.
damn good.
50% support Gohan's also on here.
Exactly. So a lot of fantastic units. And you can definitely set up an extreme team if you wanted to bring the extreme Toa, Angel Dabura, or the AGL Dabura, the physical Dabura out as well.
Yep.
We'll make a good little squad
Yep,
there.
yep, yep, yep.
So Siblings Bond is so good. And then you look at something like All Out Struggle.
All Out Struggle is the one of the worst categories in this game because it's random hard hitters that don't work well together. Blue
That's
Boys
it.
with LR Gohan, there's no key. Blue Boys with the Int Gohan, there's no key because they only have one key link. And there are three key. That was the weirdest thing to me. Why are they only a 3 key leader skill
I don't know.
150% across? Why? What's so
Yeah.
powerful about this category that they had to nerf that? For what? What?
It's so weird, and it's like it's you know what's even more confusing about it is because like crossover came out, and it's a small category,
But it's
but
so
it is
good.
so well like tightly knit
With
that it's
links, with everybody
oh
works
dude,
well
it's just like
together.
now this is a category. This makes sense, right? It's not just thematically, because you could make anything thematically, right? This actually makes sense gameplay wise. They actually thought about it and it's very cohesive. All Out Struggle is like they left out characters that should have been on it. They added characters that shouldn't have been on it. So, for example, I mentioned one person, which is Majin Vegeta. Majin Vegeta is not really in an all out struggle. I would say that version of Majin Vegeta, that's more of a final trump card, right? He's using
Exactly,
his final.
exactly. So why he wasn't
But
struggling
yeah,
there? He just
he
blew himself
wasn't at
up.
all. He came in, as I said, he showed up and he blowed up. That's what he did. Now the Majin Vegeta, or not the Majin Vegeta, but the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta against Buu afterwards, when he's trying to buy time for Goku. Now that is a desperate struggle, and it makes sense because he's on the category. But that Majin Vegeta doesn't really fit the bill. There are a lot of units that do fit into that category that just were left off for whatever reason. So,
Like full power.
ugh,
Like you look at the full power category and you just scroll through it and you're like, okay, well, Cell versus Gohan. Why isn't Cell there? Full
yeah,
power Frieza. When Goku and Frieza were doing an all-out attack against each other on Namek, was that not an all-out struggle?
yeah,
When Frieza put him into the ocean, that was a beam struggle.
yeah.
You just keep going down the list. Why is it Kid Goku? Is Kid Goku not? He has to be on here, right? Kid Goku's not on here.
Dude,
Why is Kid Goku not there?
I don't even know. This is such a weird, like,
That's
artificially
weird
small category.
for no reason, too.
It's
Okay.
super confusing.
So in terms of leader skill, I think we could confidently say that Go Bros completely stomps on LR Goku and Vegeta completely. So
Yeah,
then let's move on down to the super attacks. This is where I give them the edge, right? Because they greatly raise attack and defense for one turn on both 12 and 18 key, and then they
yeah,
also lower enemy attack on 12, and then they also lower attack and defense on 18 key, which is very good.
yeah.
Go Bros
Agreed.
greatly raises attack for one turn on both, so I definitely got to give it to the Blue Boys there. So for like Extreme Super Bad Road mainly, that's where they're going to be better than Blue Boys, than Go Bros, I would say.
Yeah,
I think that will
yeah.
definitely be their spot.
100%. Yeah, the GoPros are very similar to like LR AGL Gohan and the LRK and Caulifla because they all came out around the same time. So it's where things were very much into longer events. So events that are going 5, 6, 7, 8 turns. And that's where they really ramp up. Now, with that said, I do think that the GoBros ramp up a bit faster than that, and we can we could talk more about that a little bit later. But I 100% agree. The super attack definitely goes in the favor of the physical God Goku and or Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, specifically because they are a physical unit. So even at 55%, they have that chance to additional. And so if you're super attacking twice, then you're raising your defense and your attack by 100%.
Yeah.
So that's a decent little chunk that you're going to be able to take after you super. Obviously, they're still susceptible to getting hit first. And that's one issue that they do have, very similar to the physical Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. They don't gain their bonus stats until they actually grab those orbs. And super, which is very confusing because the way that it's worded, you would think that as soon as they grab those orbs, they're good. Like you look at the thing, it says plus an additional attack and defense 7% per key sphere obtained. But that's not the case. There's an addendum to that. It's plus an additional attack and defense 7% per key sphere obtained when you launch a super attack. That's when the actual extra stats kick in. It's not just when you collect those orbs. So they're
Yeah.
still susceptible to damage in the, if they get hit first. So they're not really a turn one type of unit. They're more of a turn two.
Yeah,
So
you have to.
hopefully,
You have to.
and it would kind of make sense too because they're trying to get those rainbow orbs. So you kind of want to manipulate the field to get them to get as much rainbow orbs. So it's not really a bad thing, and they shouldn't be in positions where they're exposed. But it is something to consider, right?
Yeah. No, that's a great point. So they're definitely a second slaughter. Gobros is a first slaughter after they super attack a couple times and they get raised
100%.
up. So that's the thing, right? So blue boys. So let's say they get 10 orbs, right? They're gonna be at 70% attack and deep. No. Yes, yeah. So they grab 10 orbs. In a crazy situation, you're able to grab the 10. They get an extra 70% attack
Yep.
and defense. It's a separate multiplier to the 70% attack and defense that's already there. So it's going to be it hits very hard. Now, Go Bros, to get that extra 70% attack and defense, they need a super 7 times, right? Because with each super attack, they get an extra.
Normal attack. Normal attack.
Oh, it's normal.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
even
any
better.
attack.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, for
amazing.
sure.
So just them attacking, which they do have a medium chance, they always drop a second additional. So
Yep.
each turn they're going up by 20% attack and defense, and that's if you don't have dupes, right?
Correct.
So if you have dupes, you could be getting a third. So it could be up to but just looking at like that 55% level, they're going up every turn 20% attack and defense. So
Yeah, minimum,
after 4 turns, they surpass that 10 orb limit after 4 turns.
Right.
Which in longer events, that's pretty typical, but in Extreme Super Battle Road, it's not as typical. So I'm leaning more towards that. I think I like Blue Go Bros overall, but I think Blue Boys could dish out their maximum like basically turn 1. That's like the big
Yeah.
difference.
100%. And like they have weaknesses in different ways, right? So it's
Exactly.
kind of
They
like how
both
you
have
were saying it.
weaknesses. Yeah.
So on turn one of like, let's just say ESBR, right? Because that's the event where you can get hit the hardest the soonest.
Yeah.
Because you can go into Legendary Goku event, you can go into Infinite Dragon Ball History, and you can get hit hard, but not the level of Extreme Super Battle
No,
Road.
you're not 200k
Though
first turn. Yeah.
exactly. Those turns can happen like maybe boss 3 or boss 4. It doesn't even have to be like the eighth boss. Some events have it where the hardest boss is like in the middle somewhere, right? But with that said, the Go Bros, you have to baby them in the beginning because they're only sitting at 58% attack and defense. So if they're getting
Exactly.
hit turn one, they're the first ones to take damage. You are going to get slapped. It's going to be insane. You want to
Yeah.
avoid that at all costs. Or
Yeah.
if it's not avoidable, you want to heavily use items. Whereas the blue boys are in the same boat, but they are fine if they're going to get hit that first turn as long as they're not getting hit first.
Yes,
You
because
have
that
them super
greatly
attack.
raised defense is amazing.
It's huge.
That's
It's
a
huge.
huge jump for any unit with that. So these guys, so like in terms of overall power, which now let's get into the active skills because for that one turn, Blue Boys surpass a lot of units because
Yeah.
their active skills key with 24. They get a full 24 key. Then they get a separate multiplier. So this is separately calculated for all the newer guys. So this percentage is way more than 70%. It's the same thing with B Pan's active skill. It's the same thing with LR Broly's active skill. So that is a ton of attack, like a ton. But they do lower their own defense by 50% for one turn, which does give you kind of a merit because 70% attack, you're going to be hitting like anywhere between 10 to 14 million if you grab a good enough amount of orbs, like that one turn.
Yeah.
While Go Bros, the highest I've been able to ever get them was about 9 to like 11 million, right? Which is still like, significantly high.
It's still insane. Yeah.
Which is insane. But again, that does take a long time for them to get to that point. And of course, it's like a lot of different situations to hit that. Well, Blue Boys, like we've mentioned, you grab 10 orbs or like anywhere between like 6 to 10 orbs and you pop their active skill where they're already at 24 key with the right amount of support. They could be launching that way easier than Go Bros can. But regardless, I don't know why, but I'm still leaning. I think I like Go Bros more.
That's kind of crazy, right? Like I'm looking at it, right, and I'm looking at the active skills here, and again, it's kind of like two sides to the same coin because you're looking at the Go Bros, and it has to be 59% or less. So the HP restriction is actually more lenient than the Blue Boys, but you do have to wait 3 turns.
Blue Boys
Whereas
is just turn 1.
dude, turn 1, if you get smacked in turn 1, okay, they show up on turn 2. Guess what? You can use your active skill and absolutely
Destroy.
I always want to say a reference that Troop says when someone gets like absolutely smacked, and I can't say it on a lot of people's channels, unfortunately.
Aw.
So I'm just gonna skip that. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay,
You
okay.
as quickly as your monetization is gonna come in, it's gonna get taken off just as fast.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I feel that.
their active skill is like they do a metric ton of damage. The only problem is they're, negating their defense by 50%, which sucks. But again, that could be kind of danced around depending on where you put them or what item you're
Exactly.
using
Like you could
to
get
make up for
around
that
that.
fact.
You could get around
And
that.
honestly, if you're an ESBR dude, you're probably going to one-shot somebody with that. So it
You
can be,
will.
you can attack the person that is going to attack you and then not necessarily have to worry too much about it. But again, the Go Bros, in my opinion, it's not even opinion at this point. It's kind of like just the numbers prove it, is that in a timed event, right? If it's not just like, all right, we're trying to do a one shot battle, right? It's more of how much damage can you do in a 10-minute span? I think the Go Bros probably do more damage than anybody else in the game because once
I
they
got it.
ramp up,
They're, dude, 9, 10 million attack stats with their active skill. You have to include the active skills. A lot of people forget about that. You have
yeah,
to include the active skills into their overall damage because they will be using it. And it does
the,
massively raise attack temporarily. So it's a huge hit. And at 55%, at level 10 links, I've gotten my Go Bros to 10 million.
yeah,
55% level 10 links.
that's ridiculous.
It's absolutely insane. Just
And like
being
the
linked up correctly and having like an active skill pop off, like with
a lot
B-Pan.
of characters that people, a character that people go crazy about because of his stats are so damn high is the LR Jiren, right? 200% attack and defense. Like that is wild. But the Go Bros, after 4 turns, right? Maximum 4 turns, they're going to be at over 215% attack and defense
Which
because
is
that's how long it's going to take.
insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. And what's even crazier about them is the fact that they have that second additional attack. And it has a 25% chance to become a super attack. Now, remember what their super attack does raises their attack by 50%. So that means that second super attack, that 12 key, is going to be almost as much damage as the Mega Colossal 18 key. That's what makes it, that's what allows them to do so much damage. It's because that first one, that 18th key is going to come out and it's going to do 9 million, 10 million, right? That second one is going to come out and usually that 12 key is a fat drop off.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it
in their
is.
case, it's not. It's going to be 8 million. It's going to be 8.5. And you're just going to bash through things. It's just you're beating things against the wall. It's insane what they're able to do. And they disable Rampage. I mean, I can't believe we haven't mentioned that.
Yeah. Well, it's because you never really think about the rampage stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
it
I know,
does
I'm
add
kidding. I'm
into
kidding.
it. I mean,
Hell
it
no,
is
bro. It's
something.
it's only active in Berserker of Destruction. Broly's joy. This is so terrible. Get that out of his passive. It makes zero sense.
One day we'll have it. One day we'll have it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll have a chain battle where it's effective. But also, a lot of people, and listen, one thing that people really point towards on them is their links, and they do have some wonky links.
They
Blazing Battle.
both these units have they don't neither of them have good key links besides Blue Boys has Tournament of Power, and
Yes.
then these guys over here I believe what is this Blazing Battle?
Yeah, and like they both have the added benefit of giving themselves having a mechanic that gives themselves a key, right? Like the Go Bros do it automatically where they give themselves 5 key and it's just gonna happen after
And
they
Blue
attack.
Boys is by orbs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They're getting 3 key per rainbow orb, which is wild, right? Like that's actually insane. So they both shouldn't have an issue
But now
getting 18 keys.
I mentioned it before we started. Who on the Blue Boys categories makes rainbow orbs?
On his category, I mean, I
Nobody.
don't know.
But
I don't
like
want
I
to
look at
look at
Realm
that
of
category
Gods.
again.
I look at Joined Forces, Kamehameha. I think unless the Tech Good Boo is in Kamehameha, is he? I don't think so. No, he's not. Because that would have been perfect. Because like that, I think that's like the main issue that I had with them. It's that like there's actually not many Rainbow Orb Changers on their teams.
Yeah, and there's honestly there's not a lot of good rainbow orb changers in the game.
Yeah, they always
that you
give it
would
to like these
comfortably
random
run.
units.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, all right, I should probably bring this int ghost tanks onto my team. It's like maybe I shouldn't.
Ain't
So
ghost
it's just like,
tanks.
things like that. But I'm still on the fence. I don't know.
I think what it ultimately comes down to, and I always say this in like in my tier list videos, because here's the thing about Dokkan right now, right? Dokkan is at a point where every new unit that comes out is like top tier, amazing, insanely good units. Now we've hit a new meta where it really comes down to your play style.
I
Like, do
was gonna
you
say, well,
prefer
Tech
longer
Exchange Boo
events?
exists.
Yeah, oh, that's true. That's true. It's like, do you want something out of the gate? And the thing about Blue
Yeah.
Boys came out like at an awkward time because like Jiren came out like right after. Like Blue Boys was
Yeah.
like the prototype for Jiren to come out.
Hmm.
I do think Blue Boys is probably the best nuker in the game still because with their stats, and if you are nuking with them, they are going to be hitting like 5-6 million attack stats.
Yeah, yeah. Agreed.
Um,
Agreed.
but it's they just came out like at an awkward time, I want to say,
Yeah. Blue
because
Boys were like, you have to do work to get to these stats. Jiren is just like, we just give them to you. He's
exactly,
just that.
exactly. Like this was like the last unit from the old meta. Then we went into like the new meta where it's like LR Turles, Ultimate Gohan, Frieza, Gogeta,
Yeah.
Bojack. All these units have something in common where it's like you could become insane like turn one.
They're just like brain dead units. Like
Yeah,
just use them.
yeah, exactly. Like Blue Boys
Mhm.
was something like you had to master to get like good orbs and work teams around them and do all this and
Actually,
that,
you know
which is
what?
very
That
similar
kind
to
of
Go Bros though.
that what's also interesting about how you said that? It reminds me of like I was watching Garesh's video about the UI Goku, the LF UI Goku over on Legends, and he was saying the same exact thing that this character can be considered one of the best in the game, but you have to know how to play with it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not just something that you can just roll out there and get an
No.
instant win. You have to know how to do feints and all this stuff, right? So like good players are going to be terrifying with this LF UI Goku, and bad players are just they're going to think it's mid. And so like this LR Blue Boys, they are top tier on the right team. But if you're not putting together a right team, then they're just gonna see mid. And the
Which
same
they're
thing with
not
the
mid
Go
by
Bros,
any, yeah, which neither of them are
Hell
mid
no,
by any
hell no.
means. They're
Yeah,
both
yeah, yeah.
insane.
Mid is definitely an
Which some
understatement. They're
people are
still gonna be
saying, they're like,
great,
oh,
but
Blue Boys is a mid unit. I was like, what?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
Dude, people say that about the Go Bros, and I'm just like, what? Are you
yeah,
guys on crack cocaine?
yeah, I'm like, because I always ask him, like, okay, what units would he put in front of these guys then?
Right.
Like, what the hell do you think is more powerful than Blue Boys and Go Bros without, like, the obvious ones, right? It's like,
Yeah,
I
exactly,
wouldn't put Super
exactly.
Saiyan 4 Goku above Blue Boys
No,
or something
definitely
like
not.
that, or Cell, right? Like, I would still put Blue Boys in front of a lot of units. It's just like you mentioned, you need to know how to use them to see their power. And a lot of people don't
Yeah.
know that. So, getting to, like, the conclusion, I think it's just going to come down to playstyle, and I hate saying that, but the thing is, I think in terms of power, they could both reach each other's reaches, right? I think they could both literally be like Blue Boys could hit 11 million, Go Bros could hit 11 million.
Yeah.
They could both get insanely good defensively at their maximums, but it just takes different time periods. Like, if you built a team around Blue Boys, they could hit that turn one, while Go Bros takes, like you mentioned, like 4 turns.
Yeah.
So it just comes down to your preference and what you want. But again, Blue Boys is gonna be more RNG. That's the thing. Because yeah, you could get their full power turn one, but at what cost? How are you gonna get 12 orbs turn one?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's like Blue Boys is 2 RNG, while Go Bros is just guaranteed 4 turns. You're gonna get the super attacks to get that 200% attack and defense. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard. It's a hard decision to make, right? Because I love Go
Yeah.
Bros. I like Blue Boys a lot, but I feel kind of weird if I don't say Blue Boys. How do you feel?
I don't know. I know the Blue Boys have the better art.
Yeah, their arts, their animations and art are sick.
That might just have tossed it in their favor. I don't know.
Because yeah, I mean, really, again, they could
We
both
talked
hit
20
the
minutes just to be like, all right, his art is better. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's very hard to say because, like, yeah, Blue Boy is going to be better than Extreme Super Bad Road, shorter events, but they're still good for long events. Go Bros needs to build up in every single one. So, like, if you're looking in terms of that, I would probably say Blue Boys. But if you're
Yeah.
looking in long-term stuff, then Go Bros.
Yeah, medium to long term stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely the Go Bros. Though, with that said, I don't think we've probably hit a lot all of the different factors. So if you guys watching have a different take or feel like we missed something, let us know in the comments down below. Because
Very cool.
sometimes you can like we can focus in on 2 or 3 points and just miss a very obvious thing. I think we were
True.
pretty robust in our discussion, but
True.
just like the question that was posed to you, this original question that you probably would have never thought of just on your
Yeah,
own.
I
I
never
wouldn't have
thought of
thought of it,
that. Yeah, I was
but
like, no,
it's
there's no
such a
way.
fascinating question.
It
And like
is.
as I look at them, I'm like, wow, they seem so different, but now when I look at them, they're kind of similar in a way.
Yep, 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 yep.
Which is very strange. Like that's yeah, it's a
No, that's
very
very
cool
true.
idea for a video.
It was. And I appreciate you coming on. And guys, if you
No
guys haven't
problem,
checked
man.
out Periodic already, definitely check out his content. We do have a video together coming out in the near future.
Yes.
So definitely go ahead and sub. Be ready for that and just check out his other content. But like Periodic mentioned, let us know in the comments if we missed anything at all in terms of, something that we're just not seeing here. And you could definitely throw your comments, give us some good responses, of course. Watch the video. Some
I'm
guys.
guaranteeing to see at least one saying still not better than Strength Cooler.
Yeah, I'm ready for those. But all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody, and peace out.